Hey everyone, thrilled to be back here at IIeX. We were actually the winners of the competition back in 2015. Came back last year to talk about where we are in the world and what are we doing, what progress have we made, and back for a third year now to share some more updates. So lucky for you, this is the third time you get to hear from us. I'm actually not going to be talking about culture graphics for those who were interested in that subject. That was actually the person whose role that I took over. They were unable to make this conference, so they asked me to sub in instead. So I will actually be talking about something a little different. It's my take on the loyalty program space, which you may think has nothing to do with the market research world, but it actually has incredibly valuable data. And I'll share a little bit about the progress that we've been making in our own applications as it has to do with the grocery shopping industry. So as I said, back in 2015, we kind of had an unorthodox pitch in this competition. Like I said, we are not a market research company fundamentally. We are in the business of grocery shopping and making that a much better and seamless experience for grocery shoppers, which I imagine all of you do. So we build technologies. We have 2 mobile app solutions in the market right now. And when we won this competition back in 2015, we pitched the only application we had at the time, which is called Shop Fetch. So Shop Fetch is a scan-and-go mobile application at select retailers around the US. So we have about 50 stores that we work with. You can actually download our free app, walk into that store, and start doing a self-checkout while you're shopping through the store. So as that's happening, a number of things are happening. So one is that we have coupons embedded in our application. So while you're shopping through the store, scanning your products, those coupons automatically apply and are applied to your basket. And then we also have technology that we install at the point of sale so that this is a much faster experience. Our mobile app talks directly to that existing point of sale so that you can check out in a matter of seconds. So if you recall, maybe back in January of this year, Amazon Go had basically a new brick and mortar store for grocery shopping without any humans. And that is essentially what we provide to your typical retailer, maybe your mom and pop, your small to medium-sized retailers who are in dire need of technologies to create a better shopping experience for their customers. We faced a number of things while creating this solution for retailers. One was that we were very tied down to retailers, so we could only grow as quickly as we could sell into the retailer. So we were challenged by not only our retail clients, but also our consumer packaged goods clients, which is what I do. I work with our consumer packaged goods brands and our clients to scale. And we launched what is our second application in January, and we're currently piloting that. It is called Fetch Rewards. It is a loyalty program for all of these brands to sit under one loyalty program and just be a smarter way for shoppers to be rewarded for the things that they love buying, anywhere. So if we take a look at the industry and what we were trying to tackle at the time, I'm sure many of you have heard, of course, those in Atlanta, Micro Rewards is a huge CPG loyalty program, very well known in the space. Huggies, Kellogg's Family Rewards, Coors Light. There are so many and a number of really great loyalty programs for shoppers to participate in. They are extremely cost prohibitive for each of these CPGs to run their own program. In fact, nearly 50% of the cost to run a program just goes towards their overhead and not actually to rewarding their shoppers. The second piece is that they have limited reach. There's only so many loyal Coke drinkers out there before you have to start tapping into the brand switchers and into the Pepsi drinkers. So there is only a certain market potential for these loyalty programs to tap into. And the last piece is, like I said, there are just a vast number of loyalty programs for each individual shopper to participate in. The average shopper has about 15 loyalty programs that they are a part of. And we saw that as an issue. I myself am a participant in a number of loyalty programs, not because I'm in the space, maybe I'm biased, but we wanted to create a solution that is a smarter and more rewarding way for shopping for your groceries every time. And more importantly, anywhere. We wanted to bring together the world's most loved brands under one single umbrella. So now shoppers have a one-stop shop for getting rewarded for the things they love buying anytime and anywhere. So let me walk you a little bit through how it works. So we have about 200 brands that we partner with, all represented within our application. So you can shop for any of those brands, any of those products that they represent at any retailer. So whether that is your local Walmart or your local 7-Eleven or your mom and pop, all you have to do is shop for those products, scan the receipt once you buy it, and we will read that receipt for you and earn you points. And I'll walk you through how we kind of configure the points that you earn. And then lastly, you can use your points to earn great rewards, gift cards, merchandise, you name it, we have it in our application. What's more interesting is the way that we award points to our users. And this is really what differentiates us from a number of the loyalty programs out there. One is that we always want to reward our shoppers for purchasing the brands that are in our application. So there are these always-on points where you get 1% back in the form of points, no matter what you purchase, where you purchase it, at what price you purchase. However, if you happen to purchase something, maybe at your local store because it was convenient than going to your everyday low price, it wasn't on sale and you needed to pick it up and you probably paid a higher price than you wanted to. If you scan that receipt and send that through us, we will actually reward you for paying slightly higher for what you would than what you would typically buy it for at sale. And so we disproportionately award points to these users, and that is the more rewarding way of incentivizing the right shopper behavior. A lot of the brands that I work with are moving away from trying to incentivize pantry loading at sale. And we are trying to reward shoppers for the exact opposite behavior in a way that now trains them that, hey, if I just go to my local convenience store, my local grocery store, as opposed to the everyday low price, I can still get the same rewards. And maybe those rewards are more intrinsically valuable to me than the savings that I get. So I'll kind of, at the end of my presentation, I'll walk you through some of the findings that we have so far through this IP. And then lastly, we also just have regular special offers that people can participate in. So those are rotating every week. The great brands that, great kind of special offers that we have rotating. The other piece is that we want to influence not just the shopping and after the shopping experience, but we want to be involved in the entire process of that shopper journey. So we're building a kind of smarter shopping list functionality where if you are building your list within our application, we can start to give you smarter recommendations for what to buy. So say you put mixed nuts in your shopping list, we might offer you, hey, if you buy this certain brand of mixed nuts, you will get points on your purchase. So now actually influencing the behavior from the moment that they start making that shopping list to being in store to after the shopper journey when they're scanning the receipts and earning those points on those brands. And then we can also influence things like recipe content. So if we see that you have milk, bread, and whipped topping on your grocery list, we might actually recommend a recipe for banana bread pudding. And then lastly, we're also working on building an e-commerce functionality so that you can fulfill purchases on your list directly through grocery.com, whatever that online.com might be for a grocer. If we take a step back and look at the data, and this is where things get really interesting from our perspective, there are a lot of things a lot of us are purchasing a number of different data sources today. It's either slow, it's either narrow, or it's ad hoc, or it's one and done. And there is this really deep need for fast, deep, and continuous data. And a lot of these providers might provide you one, two, and that might be at a really high cost. And I think one of the most interesting aspects of what Fetch is providing today is this true 360 view of a shopper's journey at every single retailer, every single item in their basket. And it is fast, it is deep, and it is a longitudinal study of these shoppers over time. And not only that, we also have the platform to then influence that shopper right there. Because we are collecting the data from the shopper, and then we're also using the same platform to then influence their behavior, whether that's through offers, through product recommendations, content, and you name it. The other interesting aspect about the data is we capture data not only from the measured channels where you might already be getting your current data sources, but then more interestingly, we're getting data from those non-measured channels, think Costco. So because we're getting an individual's receipt submission throughout their shopper journey, we see a typical user submitting 3 receipts per week. So we know that they're submitting receipts from a variety of stores, and now we can piece together what exactly they're doing, where are they purchasing what, at what price. We also know that users spend more the more they use our app. So one example of one of our leading clients, they joined our program back in January when we first launched this application. And because of the way our point structure works and because of the offers that we have embedded in our application, our users started to spend more dollars towards their products over time, the longer that they were engaged with our program. And that was an incredible first kind of directional win for them, knowing that by investing in the dollars and eventually, hopefully, moving away from trade dollars and into our application in a way that can be more targeted and personalized, this makes their marketing dollars work a lot harder for them. And that is the exciting part about what this application is doing. The last thing I want to cover off on is a loyalty program takes a village to build. Not only is it a truly unique panel where we now get to understand user behavior across a variety of retailers down to the individual level, this really does affect a number of functions at our client's business. Everyone from digital innovation to sales finance to category management to shopper insights. This truly does touch a lot of functions in the organizations that we work with. And what I think is really neat is that Fetch kind of sits at the intersection of all of these otherwise siloed functions. And my clients joke that I actually know more people in their organizations than they do. And I don't put it past them. I actually probably do. So I think it's really neat that Fetch can be an enabler for bringing these otherwise siloed functions together. So just to summarize, the way we brought up our technology, again, is it's a single and easy-to-use platform. We can expand the reach and influence of a CPG. And we also relieve the cost pressure. So like I said, it's tremendously expensive for a single CPG to run their own program. And so by running a program with a number of CPGs under our umbrella, that cost pressure is now relieved because they're splitting that cost equitably. We provide tangible shopper benefits. So like I said, everything is under one umbrella. And lastly, we provide growth and value to CPGs, as I mentioned earlier. And a couple things about our keys to success. So one is full transparency, not only with our clients about what we're doing and the product that we're building and allowing them to help design our product roadmap. We are still in pilot mode for our second application. But more importantly, our full transparency with our users. When things are good, we tell them the great. When things are bad, we are not afraid to admit our faults with our users. And I think that is the #1 thing that has led to our success with our user retention rate. So they are fully aware of some of the pitfalls that we face in the early stages of our product. And by being fully transparent with them, they have been extremely accommodating and have continued to stay loyal with our application. The second thing is bring together multiple functions within an organization to sell big ideas into big organizations. And then lastly, kind of our sales motto within our organization is you need to find the need at your client's organization. You need to find the value if they have the value for it. And then ultimately find the power to say yes. So who is that authority that can make the decision for you and ultimately get this big idea into their organization? You can't have 2 out of the 3, otherwise it won't be successful. And so those have been our keys to success. So I hope that provides some guidance. Thank you.